All right, so that was example one. So let's do basically the same thing, but this time we're going to try, what if there's 40 scholarships and the numbers change per class? Okay, we got 245 in math, biology 481, political science 654, and that's a total of 1380. Now, because it is a lot of guess and check, just like with this one, we tried 72, got some numbers. No, we did the original, got our numbers. So then we said, okay, well, let's try 72 and got some numbers. And notice that didn't change at all. And they were like, let's try 71. And that was that. Now, what if 71 would have been too high? Then we would have needed to guess maybe like a 71.5. And so it is a lot of guessing and checking until you get your ultimate goal here. That being said, what might become very handy on this is for us to maybe use something like Google Sheets, which you should all have if you kind of log on. You can pull up Google Sheets. And let me show you a couple things that you can do with Google Sheets. Now you can kind of see my sheet on your screen. Okay, so now you wouldn't have to necessarily do all this, but I'm just going to do it in so you can see what I'm doing. So we had math. We had math. We had, actually, I'm going to do this. All right. We have math. We have bio. And we have poli-sci. Okay? Political science. Like I said, I mean, this is just, all right. And so first off, and then those, I'm going to fill in my numbers. So those were 245, 481, and then that was 654. Now, luckily, they gave me a total. But I do want to show you a couple things because this is going to come in handy in a little bit. If they ever don't give you a total, now, once again, you could grab a calculator and add them all up. Well, the whole point of using Google Sheets is to make life easier on yourself. So one thing that you could do is anytime you have, if you want to add stuff together, so in that block, I'm going to do equals, and then we're going to sum. Remember, sum means add. So I do equals, sum, and I do parentheses. And then I've come over here, and I'm basically going to highlight all the stuff I wanted to add. So I wanted it to add those three numbers, and we hit enter. And boom, there's that 1380 like it's supposed to be. Now, what's the first thing we need to do? We need to find the standard divisor. And if you remember, how do we find the standard divisor? It's the total over the number of seats. So we have 1380 divided by 40, and we get 34.5. So I'm going to come over here, and I'm going to say my standard divisor, we said was what again? It was 34.5. Now I'm going to go ahead and do that for each one of these, and you'll see why here in a second. All right, 34.5 was my standard divisor, just like my sheet says. All right, so then we need to find our quotas. And how did we find quota again? We took the population and we divided it by the standard divisor. Now, once again, we can allow sheets to work in my favor. So we do equals, and then we're going to do parenthesis. And then if you think about it, it would be that 245 number divided by, and then I can click on that for 34. Okay. So if you think about it, my formula became that it was this divided by this, and it gave me that. Okay. Now, I can basically do the same thing here, and I can basically do the same thing. And on this one, we're going to do, but since I already have the reason it's nice to make this a formula, see how it says equals B2 divided by B3? Well, I can copy this. Okay, I can go here and hit copy. And then what I can do is I can highlight that there and I can paste it. And what it's going to do is it's going to copy the formula, but see how it changed from, instead of B2, it made it C2 and C3, and then this one was D2 and D3. You can see the formula right there. All right. Now, what do I need to do? Well, we need to figure out our breakdown. So, what are my lower quotas? Lower quote. My lower quota. Now remember, now this is where you got to be careful, because if you just set your things, if you format your cells to round, now it's going to naturally round up. So you might have to look at this part and just say, okay, well that's 7, this is 13, and this is 18. Okay? Now we're going to do equals sum again. Equals sum, and then I want to add those three together. So right now we're at 38. All right. Now, this is where we can, it's going to be helpful for me to, and that's one reason I like to do my formulas. So right now we're at 38. We had how many seats again? We had 40. So what did we need to do to make my quotas go up? My standard divisor needs to go down. So this is where you can guess and check. So, and this is where this is nice, because we use formulas. When I type in 34, it's going to automatically change my formula for me. Okay, so I'm going to change that to a 34 and that to a 34. All right, now let's look at what we have so far. So my new one, is, now you go back and look at those decimals. So I got 7. This now is 14. And this now is 19. All right. And now when I do equal sum, I need to do that. And I got my 40 like I wanted to. Okay. So my apportionments should be 7, 14, and 19. All right. And that is my answer. Okay. So math should get 7, bio should get 14, political science should get 19. But now if that wasn't 40, then what we need to do is we need to lower this down again. So we might do like 30, 34, 3.5, or 33. And like I said, there's no art to this. You literally just kind of have to guess and check. And you just keep trying till you get new stuff. Okay? All right. Questions there? All right. Questions there? All right. So I'm going to stop there for our Jefferson's method. Okay.